Hello everybody, how you doing today? Alexis here, and we're taking this video next to this house because I'm childish. Just kidding. Don't know why this is here because this is a college dorm and I don't know who has kids in here, but this is the view we have. So I'm just going to talk to you about how I bombed my MCAT. So yeah, I bombed the fuck out of my MCAT, and I guess I'll tell you the score because I don't really care. Not that I don't care, but I'm gonna fix it and I want you guys to see growth. So the range of the MCAT, if you don't know, is 472 to 528. I feel like I'm lying, but it's along them lines. 472, I believe, to 528. And if you don't know what the MCAT is, it is a medical school examination test, kind of like how everybody has to take the ACT to go to college, the ACT or the SAT. You have to take the MCAT. Like, the average score is like in the 5 somethings. Like, probably like, I mean, 510 is probably like a average 508, 510. That's probably like an average score for most schools. If you're a minority, though, the chances of you getting anything like above a 505 are probably very small. Not that you can't do it, but I mean, most minorities don't score above probably like a 505. Anyway, so if you want to know my score, that bit was low. How low can you go? Can you go down low? Yeah, that bit was low. So I had a 486, which isn't that bad. Well, not that it isn't that bad. It was Jesus. It was in the bottom 10th percentile. Yeah, I was in the bottom for once. Like, and it kind of was. I really knew my score was gonna be bad because I didn't study as hard as I should have because I had a lot going on. I was working a job like 30 hours a week. I was joining the sorority. I was trying to have all A's and I fucked that up too. I ended up with like A's and B's. But I mean, that's not that bad. But I really wanted all A's. But anyways, so I didn't study for my test as much as I should have. And I was going to like do like a intense cram session and study like 8 hours a day. Like once I finished school. But at that point, it's kind of like I was tired of school. I was tired of social clubs, activities. And I just kind of wanted like a break, like, and it's kind of really hard to, I don't know, for me, sometimes it's kind of hard to do my best because sometimes me doing me is more than what most people do. Like, if you get what I'm saying, like, my average may be like over excelling to most people. So sometimes it's hard for me to push myself because everybody else always thinks I'm already doing more than everybody else, if you get what I'm saying. So in my head, I may not be doing, I know that I'm being lazy, but everybody else thinks I'm overachieving. So then I'd be like, you know what, you're doing really good, you know, take a break. You don't have to study all day. Like, you know, and then when I took the MCAT, it's like, you're going to do good. You're going to do good. Everybody's, you're going to do good. Don't worry about it. You're going to do good. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do good if I don't study. Like, so I kind of knew my score wasn't going to be great because I barely studied anything. Like, all I studied was the car section. If you don't know what the car section is, that's the critical analysis reading skills. I think that's it. And I did better on that section. I want to say I scored in the 30th percentile. I don't know. Something like that. I did better in that section. That was the only section I scored. I think I had like a 123 in or something. And all the rest of them were 121. But that's the only section I really studied. And then I studied like a little physics. And it just so happened that the physics I did study was the physics that was on there. Anyway, but majority rule, I didn't study. Or whatever. So my score reflects a score of a person who didn't study. So I wasn't really worried about getting a low score. I knew that I was going to get a low score because I didn't study. But I kind of got some information that it's better to apply to medical schools like before July. And most medical schools, their applications aren't due until like July, I mean, to like August, September, October, November, December. Really like September through December. Most of them aren't due till like September through December. So I was like, yeah, I can take the score again in September and apply and definitely get into a school by the time December comes. Like by the time the application closes, I'll have the score that I need because I'll take the test again in September. So that's what I had planned on doing anyway. But it wasn't until I got to my intern here that I got a wake-up call that, no, you're supposed to say, well, I know you are supposed to take your test in the spring or whatever, but I didn't know you were supposed to really just have that whole lock in the spring. So they were like, the reason why you're taking seriously the spring of that year is because you want to use that score to apply as early as possible. The people who apply as early as possible get in as early as possible. They get their interviews as early as possible. They always get their they get scholarships before everybody else does because they apply early. So once I heard that, I was like, pray on your score, pray on your score, pray on your score, pray on your score. So I was like, dang, I really need a good score so I can go ahead and apply now and get the money that's there, which is something I didn't know until like a week before my score was gonna pop up on me. Anyways, so my score came 486. Anyway, so I kind of just went into a deep depression, you know, for the day. You know, the normal. So at first I was planning on having a low score, and I was planning on my score, you know, encouraging me to study hard this summer and get the score that I need. I wanted that low score to encourage me to work hard, get the score I need. I had followed the pediatrician, and it was like he gave me like a lot of encouragement to like, you want to do this, you want to be a pediatrician, this is something you definitely want to do, like take this MCAT, do what you have to do, get into med school, this is for you. So that's why I wanted my low score to encourage me to do better. I didn't want it to, I mean, I knew I was going to get a low score. I didn't just expect to get a high score, but I wanted my score, and I knew I was going to take it again whether my score was even higher than it was or not. I knew it wasn't going to get no 500s, but if I was going to get in the 490s or whatever, I still had planned on taking it again. Yeah, so I got my books, I received my books, and I actually had a Kaplan course that was a pretty hefty amount. I just did not have the time, like I said, this semester, but the course lasts me a whole year. So even if I don't do well on it in September and I need it longer, I definitely have the resources needed to study. So starting tomorrow, I plan on studying for 2 hours a day, which is not bad at all, because when I did study, the little time I did study, 2 hours was perfect. I could do 2 hours easily. So 2 hours a day for 60 days is my plan, and to do practice tests like on Sundays. And then I also have like some practice problems that'll help me, and I have like 3 weeks in between. I plan on taking my test September the 8th. I plan on taking it again September the 8th. And I don't care if I'm on somebody's wait list, somebody's back list, front list, side list, around the freaking school list. As long as I make it to a school, for med school, that is all that I care about. Praise Jesus that I get into a school. So yeah, that's all about my MCAT and how the fuck I failed it, and how not to be like me. So yeah, you study early, study in advance. I didn't expect to have to do so much that year, but I mean, I don't regret it. I feel like this is the plan that God has for me. So if me not getting the score I need until September is what happens, then I feel like that's just the plan. Like, I'm going to get into a school regardless. I have faith that I'm definitely going to get into a school. It's not going to be a problem. Like, this was really my plan anyways, to retake it and to get the score I needed in September. It's just that I didn't know that the pot is best for me to dig into now. So that's the only reason why I was sort of depressed about it. And then the weather here is just so muggy. The sun is never out. It looked like the sun is out. The sun is not out. The sun's not out at all. Let me show you where the sun is. The sun is up there, if you can see it. Not out. You look all around. Yeah, it's not out. So it makes it so much easier to fall into a deep depression when the sun is never the fuck around. Like, yeah. Anyway, so that's my story about how I bombed the blank out of my MCAT. And pray for me that I do well this time and that I actually study. Pray for my study habits. Pray for my attentiveness. Pray for the ability for me to soak in this knowledge. And I pray that you do well in everything that you want to do, whether it's the MCAT, the GRE, the GRE, LSAT, PSAT, whatever the dental school one is. Whatever you want to do, I pray that you have success and blessings in it. Thank you for watching. Bye, everybody.